Four Indian women at the Cannes on the red carpet, growing together, getting 8-minute long standing ovation, celebrating art and womanhood. Everything feels surreal for me as an individual, as an artist. Today, with us in another beautiful episode of SoSouth interviews, we have one among these immensely talented artists, women, who's also a theater artist with a strong political stand. Kani, welcome to India Today SoSouth. First of all, congratulations, and we are so happy to have you with us.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah.
So yeah, how are you? Let's talk about Cannes, everything about the moment, the every moment and everything related. Yeah.
I don't know if you ask me like that. If you ask me specifically, I can say because it
The
feels, yeah, like, mhm.
the first day that you got a call from Payal or anyone from the cast saying, this is opted for this, there's a
At
chance for
Khan.
this. Right from the day one to being there at the cast on the red carpet, celebrating that, that movie and everything, womanhood, being four women standing there. What do you feel at that moment? Yeah. So,
Uh, there was no suggestion. I think Payal told us that there is a Zoom call like next day. I thought it's about dubbing. I thought like the final dubbing. And I think while we were shooting or something, I think at one point, one of our producers said it will be sent to festivals like that. That
mhm.
much I knew it might be sending to like that. And then I think there was a Zoom call where our one producer and Payal and Divya and we were on a call. And then Payal said it's selected at Khan. And we were like, oh, okay. Me and I don't think Divya and I had that kind of excitement shown on the face. And Payal was disappointed. I think Payal was like, guys, please be a little more excited.
So
I
it
think
was
it
just
took
a,
time.
yeah.
Yeah, like personally, anyway, I'm not a person who gets excited for things like this. Um, I don't have that kind of excitement only in life. I think it sometimes excitement can happen spontaneously. Like it's not, it's never something I have anticipation to happen or
Okay.
personally I don't have it. But like for example, when you said about the red carpet, even for that, I was like, yeah, like it was nothing so much for I was more excited for to watch the film, but I did not have any particular excitement for walking on nothing. I was just there. I was just happy to see everyone. All that was there. But while we were on the red carpet, when they played this one Hindi song, which is from our, I mean, it's an old Hindi film
Hindi
song,
film.
which is also used in our film.
Okay.
When they were playing and they started dancing, it was really nice. So for me, only excitement mostly happens with spontaneously something happening rather being anticipating for that or something, I think. But I would say like the whole experience was it was beautiful, but it was also absurd in many places.
Oh, why?
Divya and I at times we were like, I mean, I don't know, like see, I don't even go to a wedding, honestly. Like I haven't
Okay.
gone to a wedding for I don't know. The last time I went
Socially
for a
very,
proper wedding, maybe 15 years ago. Yeah. Like I am not at all a person who goes dresses up and being in one place. None of this is my thing. So absurdity is nothing with that. Like absurdity is like, for example, you're staying at at a hotel that you have like 10 minutes to walk to the venue, or sometimes it's right opposite the venue. But they will, because there's lots of protocols, you have to be in a car and then you go. Such things. Like sometimes like, wow, life is really absurd to do these kind of things,
okay.
you know? Yeah. So that way I find a lot of things sometimes in these kind of gatherings.
Hmm.
Why as a species we do these kind of things, I find it a little weird. I mean, a lot of protocols and things might have happened to just organize it better. I can imagine why the logic behind it, but
Mhm.
sometimes it's a little too much that you're like, that's this much is needed or what. Like that's honestly what I felt. But I was really, really excited to watch the film with the team.
Your
Of
crew,
course,
yeah.
not the entire team could have been there, but some of us could go and be there, and
Yeah.
that was really nice because when we tried to make this film, um, everyone got really involved equally, or like I wouldn't miss everyone who was on the set. Like it was that kind of a process. Hence, that feeling was there. But otherwise, yeah, like I'm not that person who's so much excited about it. I'm not that person, so I don't have it in me to really say
So,
that.
but more, it's not just being you only there. It's like a 30 years later, an Indian movie is being selected to the Khans, and then you have all your women friends at least, you know,
Yeah,
walking together. There are like many things are being said as the first. So first are
yeah.
always, things that get
But
excited
yeah, I
and
agree.
curiosity. At least in that way, I'm asking Kani, because it's not
I
always like,
agree. I agree. But honestly, again, I'm saying I'm not reducing the platform of it or anything. But I
never.
really, it's like you can't pretend you're feeling. No, I can't.
Correct, correct.
So
True, true. Very true.
I think the film is good, whether it was gone to Cannes or not. Like that's my really really honest feeling. Like
Oh,
I would have liked to watch the film even if it did not go anywhere. Like that's really my
sure.
feeling.
Yeah, yeah.
So that is one thing. But being an Indian, I'm so happy that at least like I can think of it and yes, like articulate like yes, after it took this many years and it's a female filmmaker. All that makes me happy. And I am happy for Payal rather, like because it's Payal's film. At the end of the day, it's
Right, right.
Payal's vision, and the entire thing for me is it's Payal's actually. Of course, we all were part of it, but still it's Payal's. So I'm really genuinely happy for her. And otherwise, I would say it didn't have to take 30 years. I think there was incredible films
Exactly.
from India that was in the past. For whatever reason, it was not been in this particular category or it did not win or whatever. But I'm very, very happy. And I think this film, I'm like I'm saying, it's not I'm putting this down or anything. And I'm just saying that that's how I see it. And I'm genuinely happy for the film, whether it was there or not. That's really my
I
feeling.
understood. I understand. I understand. So it's like, how did this All We Imagine as Light come to your way? Was it like through your friendships you had there, or was it completely through seeing your works and everything? How did this happen? This beautiful project.
How did I get to work
All
with
we,
Payal?
yeah, yeah, no, yeah, worked with Pyle and with this movie.
So Payal reached out to me like 7, 8 years ago. She watched some of the short
8 years
films I've
ago.
done.
Oh,
Yeah, the script was kind of ready back then only. So she has reached out to me after she watched something of mine, and she reached out to me for the other character that my co-actor Divya is playing, not for this
yeah,
part
yeah,
because
yeah.
it is in a younger part. And
Okay.
that time I was 30 or something, and I was supposed to play a 25-year-old, which made sense, which is okay because I was just 30 at that
Yeah.
time. And she sent me the script back then, that the draft she had at that point. And she said, maybe in a year's time you will shoot. And I did not know her. I have not met her. She got my number, found my number from someone and reached out to me. And,
Yeah.
that time I was curious, oh, a non-Malayali filmmaker, why is she interested in making a film which is a larger part of it is in Malayalam? And so we got to talk a little bit, we would message, and I was curious about her. And then I liked the story back then. And I was like, okay, I would like to work with this in this. All this was there, but then it kept postponing. And she said, Kani, it's not happening now. Now I'm making a documentary. I like that time she was just studying in FTA or something.
Yeah. Okay.
And then she said she's gone to Paris. And I said, okay, maybe it will happen next year. It just kept. Then last 2, 3 years, I've forgotten about it. Whenever if I'll get some grant or award, if it's in the newspaper, I'll send her a message. I'll say congrats. So she will send me a congratulation message if she saw something of mine. It was just that. And then a year and a half before she said, finally this project is on. And I said, so back then also I knew there was two female nurses. And she said she wanted me to play the younger one
Okay.
back then. So now I said, I'm not going to play that character. I can't think of me playing a 24, 25-year-old now. So she said, yeah, maybe then let's audition for the other part because we really wanted to work together also. So this other part I auditioned once, and that time even Divya, my co-actor, auditioned for the part I was playing only.
Oh, okay.
But I think for the second audition, then Payal called me and said she confirmed me. And then Payal, at the same time, she was still in search for the other part. She was auditioning different people.
The one
She
which is
auditioned
now
Divya
going
also
to be
4, 5
India.
times.
Huh.
Yeah, she takes a lot of time to kind of confirm somebody also. She takes her own time also because of the language, many things, I think. So then she auditioned. We also like couple of times, and at one point even I was like, oh, I wish it was you, and she's like, okay, now I'm not thinking because it's 4-5 times already. She's like, I'm not putting any hopes, so because
I'm
we
done.
don't know if what's happening. We all were like this, but yeah, then yeah, that's so. Yeah, so Payalan I knew because of she already reached out to me for this particular film long before,
So
but I
that
still
was
did
like seeing your
audition.
works only, like seeing
Yes,
your theater or dramas.
yeah.
Great. So like
Not drama, short films. She
short
saw
films.
particularly 2-3 short films and she liked it, and hence she called me. Yeah, yeah.
Great. So next comes, I want to ask about your attire, the outfits that you wore for the Khans, because that was like the huge talk of the town for many days after this. So, right from selecting all these 3-4 outfits, then especially that bag that got into the headlines and everything, how come that decision, everything happened? Or and again, your stylist who, who was there with you right from the day one to decide what material, what outfit, or in all these 3
I
days.
did not take any of this thing. It's not even 1 minute. I saw the size, this is what I want, this is what I want. It was like, it's
Random.
definite. It's not more than 10 minutes.
You decided.
Again, I am least interested in what outfit and all. It's not my thing. I can't even talk any more about it. The only thing I knew, I told Dia, she's a friend only, it's because I was staying at hers. Otherwise, I would have worn something I have already at home. I do not even like buying things. It's not my thing again. I want, yeah. So because I was already away from home and I was shooting, I had actually gym clothes. I did not have even anything else much with me, and I did not know I was going because I had shoot. I was not going to go also, only because of the shoot people could get. Yeah, and I am again would have not gone also because again it's not my thing. Yeah, so then I was like, okay, I'll go. And when it was going, I said, one day I want, if I'm going, I will probably show my solidarity to Palestine, is because yeah, a genocide is not something like you can just like forget and just be so for me that was something close to me. So that's one thing I've told, because this girl, she's a child, so she was excited more. She's like, hey, but you should wear something. I said, I don't want to do any job, and if you want to do, I don't mind, because she is like, a designer from Kochi. It's not like big brands and everything. When she's good, I was like, okay, that way I can think of it as if like, it's an opportunity for you to do something, but I don't want to do much in it. But I went to her. So I said, this is one thing I want. So whatever I end up wearing, which I will buy, I don't want to do these collab things, which I want to use again. I don't want to. So all this is there. So I said, if I find something, maybe we embroider something on it or things like this we were thinking. And that day only when I went to her shop, I saw a kaftan made out of that fabric. Then I said, do you have leftover fabric of it? And she said, yes. And she showed me. I said, maybe I'll wear a sari out of it, make a blouse out of it. Like that, it was very quick. And then that later I got to know that not one, you need 2-3 outfits. I did not know there is something called photo call. I did not know if you win something, you have to wear something else. I did not know any of this. So I was like, okay. Then when I was told the other people in the team is wearing something solid, then I didn't want to stand out wearing that sari will be completely, or like everyone else will like black or like, dark blue or like. So then I bought this other white fabric, and I only showed one design to I said, can you stitch it like this? And then she stitched it like that. And then that's when I was like, what can it be? And so again, I didn't fix what to wear on red carpet or what. I said, what everyone tells me, like in the team, I'll wear whatever. But no matter what I wear, the clutch should go with it. So the clutch was already getting made way before anything else was getting stitched. So
that was the first thing that I'm going, I'll have this with me.
I did not know it would be a clutch. I think it was more of Dia's idea. I just said that I want something no matter what I wear. So it should be something that easily able to change with anything. So that's how I think she came up with this idea.
And again, Kani, you never take a second thought to, whenever it's like you have to make a political stand, wherever it be, you make sure that it happens. And like back then when you got the Kerala State Award for the Best Actress, you mentioned that renaming it as PK Rosie Award would great, but and now coming to just the watermelon bag, you say it everything wherever it be, respective to whatever the situation is. But what made you think, as an, okay, irrespective of wherever I am, if I get a chance, I will talk about the current issues. What was that first thought, where it actually started from?
I'm not thinking like this. I don't even know what you're saying. I'm not
Because
thinking and sitting and thinking. It's again
it's
very
not like sitting or
spontaneous.
thinking, or definitely no. It's not like
Mm.
back then also when PK Rossi, we all like familiar.
Actually, it's not. Maybe now that you ask me, maybe like, you get sometimes um even in school time, if you become a leader or if you become something like, then you get a chance to say you are a mic is passed to you. That's when you probably can show
Mhm.
what you want to say.
Correct.
Then some people use that space, I think. So PKOCs is like, I think in WCC there was a meeting where there is a film club in the name of PKOC. I don't know, Kottayam, somewhere there in
Okay.
Kerala.
Yeah.
And the ladies who ran that, they were saying that it would be so nice, if something was there in the name of her, so that nobody forgets, because we often forget the history in that way.
Mhm.
And later, when I was going, I mean, that was like years ago, but I thought, yeah, something should be there that one shouldn't forget somebody existed like that and
Uh, uh,
completely. And it is also reminding of us to, like, I always see there is no actresses from a certain, like, or like, they are not in the lead, nowhere to see.
right.
Yeah. In Malayalam, say, or Janata Tanna, like,
Yeah.
it like vanished, like not
Vanish.
there.
Correct. Completed. Yeah.
So I was like, okay, if I'm having a space, like, at least just to say that, that's all. It's not like so much of thought gone behind it or anything
It's
in
not
that
like,
way.
see, Kani, for me personally, it's not just about you mentioning about PK Rossi, renaming the
Correct,
award
correct,
as it is, or even about the watermelon bag. The thing that I'm really
correct.
surprised and in over this, back then, 15 years back, there was, I don't think any people, like women for that matter, who are there in the front line. We know, like back then we had strong women artists, but they actually they will have a second thought to, should we actually say about particular things that happened. Even
Yeah,
back 20 years back, things were happening bad. Even we know many
yeah,
issues that happened or still that is happening. And now after forming all this WCC, we are so happy that at least some, let's say 10 out
yeah.
of the 10,000s are coming out. So I personally started seeing you the first woman, or at least for me personally, out of in your generation who are there, the artists who are there, women artists who are there in this industry, at least started speaking about something else that is very relevant or to discuss.
Mm.
That's where even I am asking. This is also for the other women who actually, I know personally people who doesn't want to talk much, but they know a lot of things that is happening around, but they don't know where to and how to. Even people in
But
20s.
actually, there are a lot of women who will articulate it even better. They are
Mhm.
not in the scene
And
because nobody is letting them in.
correct.
I mean, I know a lot of women who are so articulative and so courageous, poetic, and amazing.
Hmm.
We have not, or nobody has given them the space or the mic. It's nothing. What you are saying is just like some privileged people with me being there, and within that, I'm able to speak. But
Mm.
even more better eloquence and amazing
Right.
thoughts and thought-provoking thoughts, and
Correct.
everything will come out if this was an equal opportunity place. And so I have no comments about it. Like, I think I'm just like one of it, like, because the whoever is in the place, maybe the 2-3 people who talks, I am probably one of it who is not even, actually, I'm not even courageous enough, like the women I know. So I feel only like why it's like, it's such a, like, we have, I don't know when we will reach a place where opportunities are equally distributed and everyone has a space.
Right.
Then we will know, then we can talk what you're saying, then you can actually just saying, oh, Kani, is she courageous or articulated? Like, I don't think I'm even that. It's sometimes, like, among the few 2-3 is able to talk this much. That's how I really genuinely see it. And even like what you're saying about even showing solidarity to Palestine on this at Cannes, we had a meeting where one of the French team person was telling us the protocol and everything, and she was saying the festival wouldn't like any statements like that and everything. Hence, uh, because nobody asked that, I think co-actor was asking, is there any protocol to follow? And he meant about some like what to wear or something, I think. And she thought it is about maybe some statement or strike something. So she was so she said generally festival won't kind of, yeah, encourage it, and maybe not. And then I thought I'll keep this to myself, because I thought if something, it will be my responsibility rather than sharing with the team. Then
Correct.
but then the previous day, my French producers were like, we should have had something to support Gaza. I don't know why we don't have. So then everybody had a sticker of a flag that was
Palestine.
distributed to
Palestine
all of
flag,
us. Yes, Palestine.
Mhm.
And I think some of us, maybe not the main actors, some of them kept it in their mobile phone cover or something. And maybe it was not, it was, yeah, it didn't get maybe that much attention, because again, actors get more attention.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Okay, that's what even I was thinking. We do have a space to, articulate, to express and everything. Yet we are still in that badge, in that limitation, even in 2024. Because a few days back, I was just going through your post where you're giving an interview off late after coming from Cannes. I think you had to put up a post saying, see, this is to that few people where you mentioned about, me acting in a Briani film and everything. So right now we are in a space where even just showing us solidarity through just a post, we have to answer a number of things.
Yeah.
And
No, that particular issue was not just because of that. I actually do not care when people say anything like that.
I know,
really don't care.
I know that you remain
No,
unfazed
like
about all
if
these
I start
comments.
to care, it will be a lot actually. So, but that one was particularly because the people who have taken that interview have their web channel or somebody edited it in their way, and it was and they put it on their Insta page or something, and communicating entirely opposite to what I said. It was coming like I had no money, so nobody wanted to do a nude scene, but I ended up doing it, something like that. And that's absolutely not what I said in the whole interview. And everyone, and the funny thing was, a lot of people were sending message, we understand you were in such a difficult situation, that's why you had to do a scene that demanded nudity. Yeah, sympathy is also I'm getting. And I'm like, why am I getting so much sympathy? And because they suddenly feels better, because they're like, oh, poor thing, she had to do nude scene because she had no money. I'm like, first of all, I have no problem in doing that. I've never had problem in doing such things. It's the last problem I will have. I mean, I have problem in how it's shown. Of course, like even in Sajjan's film, people are thinking it's only a political problem. And for me, more than any of that, the aesthetics of a film matters. And I have done many films where I do not agree with on the aesthetics of it. And even nudity and all, like how the male gaze on it and what lensing you're using, how you are showing it, and all is important. And all that I do not agree as an actor most of the time. And everything I have done also, I feel it's all male gaze or titillating. I can see all that. It's not that I am stupid and I don't know that. But yes, but am I okay to be nude? I really don't care. I see my body as like, I don't know, we are gonna die. This is gonna be rotting. So that's how I see it. I really don't see it as only like a sexual being, So that I don't have personally, and as an actor also, I don't like, I mean, I had it when I was a kid, or like when I was growing, and when I started acting in theater, I had it, and I had a transition, and after that I don't have it. And but I do have an opinion of what is the aesthetics behind the film, in not just in a nude scene, every scene, even if you're drinking water, and if it's a close-up, and if your lips and glasses shown in a certain way, it can be titillating, and it can be entirely male gaze, and which I can absolutely disagree. And that can be directed by a female also. It's, like all this is there, but and so in that particular interview, I was talking about like, I did not have a problem with doing a nude scene, but the aesthetics of the film and even the politics of the film, I got an interpretation which I wouldn't like. But the director said that the director but had a discussion with me at that point. Sajjan told me that's not how he sees the film, and that's not what he's trying to convey. Plus, it is his story. This is what happened in his life. And I thought, okay, then he has at least the right to do. If I don't do, someone else will do. In that particular place, I was like, okay. In fact, he went and tried to find other actors, and then finally he came back to me again. And so anyways, basically the thing was, people can edit anything what you, so even if a channel puts it out, I know that anyone can download it any days. Even this interview that we are doing, if it's out, anybody can download and edit. Anything can be reinterpreted, which I'm aware and I'm willing to. When I'm giving an interview, I'm like, I know this is going to be completely misinterpreted. And it's not just to me. In the history, every time it has happened. I think from Ambedkar to anybody who lived in the past to any actual in people who held integrity in their life and in their politics and everything. Not even someone like me who has, like, I don't have that kind of integrity, but I'm aware of it. People, I was just saying, people who had such integrity, even they are completely misinterpreted. And even when they have written books, those books are reinterpreted horrendously for me. And even people who followed these people and then at the present day, so misinterpretation is bound to happen. So I'm not going to do anything about it. But what was kind of like disturbing me the most, the channel that I have given, they themselves have edited it in a meaning that is absolutely not what I meant, and they know it, and they did it to just probably whatever reason, you know, they want. And that ran for a day, which I did not even see. I was in shoot, and one friend of mine was like, not even my friend, actually my dentist. My friends wouldn't even bother about it. And I was like, and I saw it's in the same channel, and I'm like, that is really unfair. So I think they removed it, that particular edit, and they put the whole interview, and they sent me an apology also. So it's okay. But I was like, that I am not able to take. But other things we know.
Again, because after interviews after interview, you know, even people, the so-called many feminists are there. Even I'm not saying, like, I don't want to mention the name, but recently in an interview, they are also telling what Kani did to, you know, by accepting that biryani movie, something that I don't, you know, agree with. Many opinions were there, even from the movie industry as well. Another actor, co-actor of yours, were even again mentioned about, you know, saying that I think she has lost her mind after seeing the lights of
Yeah.
the cancer
But
and
that is
everything.
okay.
So,
Even
but
Hari
all these
Shetan is
things,
you can mention name. I can mention name because I know him. I mean, I find him a great actor, but I think
see, I'm
he
not
was saying I
talking
should have
about
said
talent
that.
or anything. I'm not talking in any way, but I'm just going with the
Yes,
statement
correct.
they have given.
Yeah, even when he said that, I understand, but it's the thing is, like, actually there is nothing new I have said in any of these interviews after Khan. All these things I have spoken even before, even about award also. I have spoken that yes, I wanted that money also. So all this I have spoken is just like, they don't know. No, it's not like everyone is watching everybody what they are all doing. So sometimes out of context, if they have the context of, oh, this is the only interview I have given and this is the only thing I've spoken so far, it's possible they may have a response to that particular thing and thinking that was the whole thing, but sometimes it's not the whole thing. They don't have the whole data to comment on it, which is okay.
I mean, I totally get that. You know, you're that person who, like almost all of us, like you remain unfazed after hearing n number of controversies. So I know that it won't affect you. But have you ever like thought it like, okay, should I not have said this at all in that interview? As in, you know, it's not about even that feminist and historian that I was mentioning before. Even she was telling, see, if it was even for the money also, uh, as an artist, didn't she have any, you know, thoughts? That's what they are thinking.
Correct.
So
no, but I completely get that. But the thing is,
yeah.
for me, Biryani is not the only film I felt it. So the problem with that's not when I broke it. Yes, I had gone through hardship, accepting that. Absolutely right, whoever said that. But Biryani is not the first film I did it. I did it 9 years ago or 10 years ago, 10 years before Biryani, where I had to do it and I did it multiple times. I did it. So when you do multiple times, you may be able to do it. But am I happy about it? Do I feel good about it? I don't feel good about it. But I have been doing it. And it's not just Biryani for me. Yes, I have done it already. Yeah, but
still
I
believe
have huge respect for people who can, you know, like, I agree. Like, I think my father won't do it. Like, I have, like, I think my father and also maybe my mother, I feel they both will hold that integrity in their work and in everything they do. And what they believe in, they may not compromise on it, is how I've understood them. And whenever I have observed, similarly, I've seen many other people also in Kerala or outside who will, no matter what. So for me, the thing is, again, it's not just films, even theater productions I have done, which I absolutely had political and aesthetic problem and the interpretation of women in it, female characters in it.
exactly.
So, and that I started when I was 15. And by the time I was doing biryani, I was probably 32 or 33. I've 15, 17 years I've been doing this. So just because biryani got award, if and more, I don't even know why, if it did not get an award, it would be a sideline film which somebody will criticize it, because it got a lot of attention is why more criticism will also come. Everything else before I did, it's not seen or visible so much that, so it doesn't mean I did not go through it, right? Even though people did not pay attention, and even if people did not criticize me for doing it and everything, doesn't mean that my conscience did not ask me why did I do it, right? So what I meant is like, doesn't mean again it's a great thing. I'm not saying wow, it's great to feel that, but I've been doing it because I really like to have my own financial independence to go around. Or if I have more plenty of choices, and I wouldn't probably, but I don't have. Even after biryani also, I reach out to directors whom I like and whom I may not have to, kind of at least compromise on my ideologies or aesthetics, but they have not even given me audition. So I need to live also, right? So that's really my answer to it.
I understood. So even
And plus, there is a difference for me anyway. Like the day I decided I'll just be an actor, to whoever I work with, I have this, and again, it's not black and white for me. I'm like, okay, things I can say no, I will say no, and things and situations and things when I'm not able to, I may not be able to. That is the conversation I have with me. I'm not saying everything that comes to me I'll do for money, but if I am okay enough, I may say no to things. When I'm not okay, I will do.
That's why, like, I think people, the understanding of the art, the subject, just like back then when Animal movie was released, people were like, oh, I can't watch that movie. At the end of the day, some other artist from our industry, from Malayalam industry, has to come forward and say, see, I'm completely fine. Actually, Mala Parvati ma'am said that, I'm completely fine with that movie because the movie name itself is Animal. So it's showing another animal. So I think the understanding of subject is going wrong or not right at some point, I feel, even when it comes to criticizing your movies, your works and everything. That's what I personally felt so far. Anyway, and you being a person who talks about all the current issues and political issues, whatever, there are one thing that
I don't talk always. I
mean,
don't really talk
whenever
most.
you feel it's necessary to talk about or discuss about, you make sure that you don't miss it out. That's it. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
So one thing I felt is that I mean, every youngsters are asking is that, how come by just sharing a post, through your post or feed or just a story, how come
What
it
is
can make a
the
big
effect?
difference? What difference you can make by sitting here? So how would you like to comment on that? Because even you can answer
Actually, even I have that question most of the time because
but
in
at
fact
the end of
sometimes
the
that's
day,
why
we end up doing that, right? We will do that.
Of course, I don't know if sometimes it's not the change, it's not a visible change or anything sometimes. And anyway, like I have the same question as well.
Yeah.
At least for this at Khan, I felt good in terms of a lot of Palestinians, and I have a friend actually who I studied with. He's from Palestine. I don't know where he's now actually, but a lot of a lot of people from Palestine and everyone, I've seen them and they felt good, and they feel like, okay, somebody's with us. And sometimes it's not that will change something. Like it's a request to the people who is probably sending money to these countries to have war. Like I really want them to stop that. It's a lot of things. It's a gesture to many powerful people, powerful countries. Please pay attention in a way that please don't destroy this world like that. It's only that. And of course, just because I did it, it may not, but if many of us do, maybe they may pay attention. It's a hope. And at the same time, of course, I also do I also don't know what exact changes are, but sometimes even social media has some power. When it blows up a lot, people do pay attention also. I have seen it. So I also don't know, say it's pointless and all, but this, I think people have, see, as a child I've gone to many strikes and everything with my parents, or like a lot of things. Even then sometimes one feels pointlessness of all that, like is anything actually changing or not? But so that pointlessness I feel, it's not sorry it's not that I don't feel that, but sometimes I feel, because in my lifetime itself I've seen some changes, and the change is not maybe immediate. And showing solidarity to things empower people who are in the forefront sometimes, and they feel some kind of reassurance of it's just not us. Like, so these things are there, I think. So it may not be a big thing, but yeah.
Because so many days, when we discuss about things, people are like, for what joy? For what good is happening by we just sharing a story, or maybe a feed, or 10 times talking about one issue that is not going anywhere. And even it comes to elections also, that's what even I want to discuss with you, because this time it shows that the people between the age group of 37 to 50 had the most showed the most number of voting percentage, where the people, youngsters, were still up there inside their homes, not even caring about, they don't even care about election or voting, what is happening, what if the government changes, what if the government doesn't change, what will happen with us or among us in next 5 years, what all can happen. So that kind of lack of awareness, or a forced lack of awareness, I think I can put it in that way as well, because they're like, I don't, what joy? In next 5 years also, they will do what they want to do. So even if LDF or UDF or BJP comes, so everything they put up in a same level, I felt. Even I'm in my 20s. I know many people, like, I personally know people who say, like, for what joy? They maximum care about, their constituency. That's it. And all these Palestine and, or even Gaza issue, what happened, what back then happened, since when it started, all these issues, nothing cares them. So I personally felt like, okay, I think you are the right person to ask about this. You being in that, in that age group, where between the 30s to 50s, where they can, at least you guys can, at least guide us, because next, even I personally feel like, when people in 20s right now, when they become in their, or reach their 30s or 40s, I don't know what their political stand will be, personally, very personally, because even when I talk to my friends, I'm like, "Huh, fine, we'll see. That time we'll see." So the political condition, the political stability, everything, I feel, I don't know where is this going. And at the same time, people even message me and ask, what is the point of sharing all these things? There is no point. And nothing is gonna, change just by, we putting a story or a post, or by sitting here in Gala, or anywhere in India for that matter. It's like, okay, we have to discuss this. So even then this watermelon bag came, and I was like, okay, fine. I think we'll have a word of discussion. That's where I just felt, asked.
I mean, yeah, I think that's also part of our education. I think
right, Kani, right.
To be, we had a good time, like before there was a short period of good Indian time, I think. So we all lazed around, maybe not passing to the next generation the importance what we have, like do not take it for granted, kind of, maybe. That's why, maybe, I don't know, like, I mean, because now when you were saying this, I was just thinking, like, the content that we put out there, I was thinking, like, even I feel, is there any change? Because most of the time we feel very disappointed in life. We're like, what is the point of doing or nothing? So even I feel that, and I face that. But sometimes I feel we should have made stories of actual change happening, the actual change has happened.
Correct.
In many, as a civilization also, we all are evolving so much things, and thinking the importance of documenting such things and putting it out there, and at least a lot of youngsters or a lot of us would have felt such things has happened in history, and such things are happening even now. For what we are having now is a lot of people's work, is why how we can walk around or like do a lot of things easily. It's by a lot of people's life. And somehow, when you have a good time for a long time, you don't see it. Maybe you don't know how easily you probably think it was always there, and it was not there in like the freedom itself. So maybe that's what I mean. I don't know what to say. I don't like even what my existence or like what I did. And the thing, of course, that's what the change is not about just that one thing and one individual doing it. We have to work as a system, and we have to really think of system change.
Right.
Hence,
Absolutely.
it happens. An individual's doing is going to like go away. It won't have the impact as a whole if we could do. And like education, if it's not going in the right direction, we cannot have youth or young generation that will think in the right way, or take responsibility of what they have, or what the next generation of theirs should have. And so if we have not done that, then that will be the result. Like, it is our doing only. It can't be without us.
Even
I
at
think.
this point, I don't even want to differentiate as generation wise, but because you have phone with you, you have n number of things to get acquired to knowledge and everything. I think it's
You may have access to information, but where do you develop a conscience? Like, that is what is important, no? It's
even
not just the
that
access to
thought, that
information.
urge to that thought to have a conversation or a communication about the things
Yeah,
that
like you need to, that's what I said. Education is important. It's not just going learning only. Like, it's about how we are thinking, how are we thinking what is right and wrong, and when to speak up, when to not, and when to pass a mic, who are not able to talk because we are always talking. All this is like something part of the education. And if that is not happening, and if we lacked educating that to a 2 to 3 generations, that will be the outcome, no? They will be like, it's okay.
Like,
yeah.
That was like a lot of insightful discussion that we had, deep discussion that we had. It was like I didn't even feel like after a point was an interview. But then, what are your next projects? We'll wind up just with that, because we are always eager to see you on screen, mini screen, big screen, whatever screen it is. You as an artist, we love to watch you forever. So yeah.
Thank you. Right now I'm working with this director called Manu Ashok, and he has done this Malayalam film called Uyare and Kane Kane.
Correct.
So he's directing all of us this web series. So that's what's happening now. Then I think almost everything I did last year has come out, except one Hindi film. I think everything else has come out. Killer Soup and Poacher, and even All We Imagine as
You
Light.
have to mention about
Girls
that.
Will Be Girls.
One killer series, Kani, and love watching it.
So yeah, most of the things I've done till last year has come out. I mean, All We Imagine as Light and Girls Will Be Girls is like not out in public, but these two are there. Then I have this.
You all are so eagerly waiting.
I don't know. I think All We Imagine as Light. I think they want an October release in France, but I don't know how India. Like, I actually don't know. We haven't had the time to talk to everyone. Is having good time in France. I have come back, so I will call them and ask about it. But yeah, and the series, and there is one Malayalam film, and then some projects that I have signed. I'm doing all that. Then there is another Malayalam web series last year I did. Hasn't come out. It's I think Suraj Venyaramud. Suraj, he's the lead in it, and in every episode, I think there is different female characters that come, and I am in one of the episodes. So that is also yet to come. Yeah.
So, do you want to give a one-liner about All We Imagine as Light, because people would love to know about it. We know it's about hope, seeking hope and everything, as the title says, but then without giving spoilers,
I don't know. One line would be, for me, it's the most poetic, very subtle script that I've read, yet quite impactful, like something very poetic and gentle, but more than subtle thing, it is gentle, but it's gently shifting my head to a place and make me watch something even bigger, like something like that. That's how I see it.
But again, that is like nowhere near to what that.
Oh, I thought you said a one line. So I said my one line.
It's not like what you felt like, but something about All We Imagine as Light. What is it about?
It's everything about All We Imagine as Light. What I just said. Okay. Something about like more, if you don't want like a feeling what I had, I would say it is a story about people who end up working in a city, leaving their homeland and finding a job in a city so that they can survive, or for whatever reasons, and their own struggle and fight to survive there. Some fails, some probably survive there through friendship or probably romance, and some people are sent away back home because the system probably is not kind of welcoming them to be in a city, whatever. So it's the story of a lot of people. Almost only all the characters, main characters in the film, are not from that place, but they are all like working people in that place and trying to kind of find to how to live there. And all of them are extremely diverse. So I think the story is kind of telling us maybe if one is inclusive of all that diversity, even in a city which is probably hard to survive for a person who's not from there, you may be able to survive, just accepting and being inclusive of the diversity we actually have in this country, something like that. Did that tell you something more than?
I think it's more than I expected personally, but yeah. So it's completely shot in Mumbai only, right? Or any
No. It's shot. First part is, or the main one chunk is shot in Bombay, and the second is shot in Ratnagiri, which is a place between Bombay and Goa.
Yeah, I listened to Payal speaking about this, that train route and everything that she was taking.
Yeah.
Right. So that's it. And that was like I don't know, for me, it was a very unlearning process for me in the last 40 minutes. I learned, unlearned. A lot of things happened.
Thank
you so much. And I know
you have also asked me questions which I probably haven't thought properly, but yeah. Thank you for that.
Oh, I'm so touched. Thank you so much. Anyway, wishing you all the best, Kani. I know all these kind of, laurels or whatever, it actually 0 to none actually affects you or bothers you, but still, art means somewhere at some point will be rewarded. And as an artist, you have to take it, because I'm also an artist. And at some point when we are rewarded, we feel, okay, somewhere at some point, people are actually, accepting us as an artist.
No, so see, this award for me is like, I felt it is for Payal, and I totally feel she deserves it, and this film is hers and her vision. So see, but I felt I am also part of it very much because of her quality of a kind of collaborating, making us collaborate in a way. But I still felt it's hers, But while she was on the stage and she kind of made us all come there, that there was one moment where it was surreal, and for me, I felt like it's for all the women in India or something. Like that feeling was there. I'm not saying there was no such feeling. But I see that I don't have such, and because you said from day one, nothing, like only spontaneously I have recognized.
Right, because when we just saw a post, the minute when I opened the Instagram, and I was like, award, we got the Grand Prix out. It's like, oh, something got home. Something is coming home. It's like that. So
Of course, when she won, I truly felt that. But only when it's getting selected also, I felt very happy that this film of hers is in that category. I felt it, but it's not something I have some particular extra joy that goes so much inside in terms of, because it's there, like, because I feel also we are all, India is not bad. India is also great, and it's art lovers and everything, and people watching it here and appreciating or critiquing it also, I may feel the same, like, like we have a very important audience as well. So that is also there. That's why I'm saying it's not something, oh, finally we got recognized. No such thing. I mean, it's made here, like that kind of feeling I don't have particularly.
In art, I don't think there is anything called finally. It's always a ongoing forever process. So at any point, it's always, we feel happy. So there is nothing like that. But anyway, I was just,
but for me, this film, I feel it deserves whatever recognition it gets. I think it is Payal's for me, like the most, like Payal, and then probably I would say cinematography, editing, and then background music, these things, and the script. The script is just beautiful, I think. And the person who translated, Robin, for me, these things stays in the way forefront than anything else attached to it. So everything else supported it to make it happen. These things were just took us to there, something like that. This was my feeling. So I was genuinely happy, but I was just saying that anyway, I don't have that kind of this particular thing. Sometimes people say I'm always saying
just like that.
Yeah. And Payal is disappointed of me and some Divya is not also. I mean, it's like, I think it goes and comes, and it's like waves for us.
Motion graph is like that. It's fluctuating every now and then.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, beautiful. I wish like we can have a chat after the movie is here. after we all
Yeah,
can
yeah.
watch and everything, so that we can have a very detailed discussion on this, because this is something that we all have to discuss. Movie, art, subject, everything like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Kani, it was a wonderful chat with you. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Thank you. Bye. Bye. Thank
Bye.
you.